Have you embarked on a journey where you feel you need more support? Celestia can help.
Good morning and welcome to Parveen Smith Celestial on this Tuesday the 9th of September 2014. Today I'd like to share with you some interesting information about Pisces full moon, which took place Tuesday morning, 2:38 a.m. That's British time. We're looking at here that this is going to be a very powerful moon indeed, as it's not only the last of the 3 supermoons this summer. So Amy Bird gives us this information. She said it has some amazing potential for healing some incredibly deep wounds, and this particular moon falls on the healing axes, Virgo and Pisces, and also has the Chiron, the wounded healer, sitting right on the top of Pisces moon. This means that the Chiron is opposite the sun, which could cause some old wounds and insecurities to be triggered by those closest to us over the course of this week. This aspect will be exact as the moon is at her fullest and has been building since Monday and causing considerable pain, depression and feeling of being overwhelmed for many. It is important to see this as a gift rather than allowing ourselves to be swallowed up by it. Old fears and pains and trauma, insecurities and shame and guilt can come up to the surface for us to become more aware of how they're ruling us and holding us back. We will really be having the chance to find the source of our pain here, so we have a better chance of healing it. There is a certain tendency to this full moon, which is quite beautiful and can help us to reconnect to other parts of spirit in empathy and compassion and love. I'm going to continue to share more with you here, as this is the Amy Bird astrology of Pisces full moon taking place around about this morning. And we are going to be also looking at sharing with you that if we have the chance during this moon to shine the light of forgiveness and compassion on our wounds, so we can release and let go of them, it may even be emotional for us, but ultimately has the potential to be incredibly cathartic and freeing. And it is important to remember that anything we let go of at this time is simply not serving us, so we mustn't try to cling onto it. We must instead be looking at the faith that we eventually will be replacing something here far better for us. And the good news is that Saturn in Scorpio is supporting us as we do this, so helping us to recognise the root of our own pain and where we are holding ourselves back through lack of trust. That's the fear that we may be having. And Saturn in Scorpio is challenging us to acknowledge our vulnerabilities and fear of loss, or indeed anything that is holding us back from experiencing true intimacy with ourselves and others. We also can look at giving our power away at times, but what's making us feel powerless is the question, I think, here as well. It is hard to dig so deep into the shadows that we unearth. We may unearth our darkest fears, shame and guilt, but if there is any time to do such work, it's during this moon. So there is an enormous amount of support around us, allowing us to take place for this process. And the sun is currently being humble and helpful to Virgo. And they will be sitting directly opposite the moon in a sensitive, compassionate Pisces for this full moon. And we are being asked to find the balance between the energy of the two signs. Virgo seasons is a time when we go back to school and contemplate a set of healthy routines for ourselves. So Virgo is extremely health conscious and strives of things that wants us to find a way of fixing them, to improve things. So taking the time to the extremes, we're looking at the ultimate goal. What is it, and how can the system be more working efficiently? Now, also we probably can say that taken to the extreme, that some of the qualities that we may have is about self-critical, being self-critical to ourselves, being perfectionists, and in this time also making sense of things, what finds a way of fixing. So it's all about how we're going to heal and fix things in this particular full moon as well. And we're looking at weeding out what isn't working for us and ultimately look what's making a world service for others as well. So we're looking at humility and the most beautiful traits here as well. So genuinely we're looking at tiny weeny people who may be looking at bigger things in the world and vice versa as well. So what is serving us and in which ways? So while Virgo can get a little bit bogged down with the details, Pisces instinctively sees the bigger picture and how we can all be connected. And with Pisces getting a feeling of unity, a sense of that we are all alone. Sometimes we may even feel that Virgo is quite logical and left-brained, and Pisces is intuitive indeed, as we know, imaginative and very much right-brained. Things don't necessarily make sense with Pisces, but just somehow she knows what's right. Life is full of delightful paradoxes as far as she is concerned, and Virgo likes to define why Pisces knows that some things simply aren't definable. While Virgo likes to arrange everything into neat little boxes so that it all makes sense and is in order to look at the beginnings for people. And this is how she can find herself in the role of scapegoat, martyr, doormat or even a victim, while Virgo likes to maintain some extra sense of control, and Pisces tends to just go with the flow of the river, keeping the faith that she will be guided by the right direction, and this can sometimes make her feel like a helpless leaf being blown down the windy lanes, for example, mercy of the fates. So both signs generally want to help us heal, and Virgo likes to analyse and understand what makes us what we are, what might be working and what needs to be focused on, and the functioning of the body. She wants to fix the problem. She does have good sense of mind over matter and definitely takes a holistic approach. And Pisces, however, doesn't really have to think about it. She can place her hands on someone, for instance, and just can feel where they are out of balance. And the underlying cause may not make sense or rationally making sense, but Pisces will receive messages that helps us understand intuitively where the imbalances of disease and where they stem from. And this full moon could make us very aware of where we might be out of balance and will bring to the surface anything that we might be avoiding. Full moons do tend to bring everything to a head, and this one will be no exception. Okay, so you have already been warned. Okay, the full moons do tend to bring up anything that might be bubbling below the surface in the realms of our relationships, and emotions ride high at this time. So further on, as we know that full moons can do this for us, I'll continue to give you a little bit more on what's going to be happening for us during this Pisces full moon, which is happening during Monday night and Tuesday morning. What we're looking at here is that Venus has just left romantic and expressive Leo and is now in Virgo, who wants to figure out how to make our relationships work in a practical way. And she shows her affection and love through the little things that she does, rather than looking at what should really be there. Watch out for those rose-tinted spectacles, because they can be deceiving. And it does also hold the promise of a higher love, and that is very gentle. Spiritual and tender in nature, it is good time to think about how we can be kinder to one another and our loved ones, and making lives easy. So in the meantime, good news lies ahead, as Jupiter in Leo is forming a beautiful harmonious trine aspect to Uranus in Aries, which we'll be building all month and closest to exact on the 26th of September. So bear that date in mind. And this holds the promise of sudden opportunities and spurts of growth, as somehow we are better able to step outside of our comfort zones and into the unknown. And the two planets are on fire signs, which could make things very exciting and bring up spirit of enthusiasm, exuberant optimism into the picture. Unexpected occurrences and opportunities could be the catalyst for growth and breaking out any ruts we might be in. So this is really an excellent time to take the risk or two, because it could actually pay off, and the universe always likes to see us take the chances anyway. So Jupiter in Leo is encouraging us to be brave and confident and not be afraid, and express ourselves in all our glory. Our greatest growth will come through opening our hearts and showing generosity of spirit indeed. So this trine will recur 3 times in the coming months. Firstly on the 26th of September, then on the 1st of March 2015, and then the final time will be on the 23rd of June 2015. So are we complaining about this? Well, you have your own decisions to make on that. So on an overall theme here, I'm going to just share a little bit further with you, just talking about Pisces. Pisces does like to escape or transcend reality when it becomes too real or painful, and is prone to seeking refuge in drugs, alcohol, sleep, television, computer games, anything that will allow her to exit and the stage itself, and she will leave, basically, he or she. We must be aware that these tendencies are during this full moon, because it is not the answer, And luckily Saturn in Scorpio is supporting the moon, helping us to face our realities and our shadows, and also being grounded, which is really important. We sometimes forget that we are ungrounded and carry on thinking that we're doing everything as best we possibly can. So keep yourselves grounded, listeners. There are amazing opportunities for healing right now, so Amy Bird is also encouraging us to be kind to ourselves for the healing times, for ourselves and for others, and releasing old pain that we may be going through, because it's a tremendous time to be able to do this. And it takes tremendous courage as well to let go of pain. And people might be feeling quite open and vulnerable, so we must treat each other with kindness and compassion, and how we would like to receive it for ourselves as well. And as Pisces knows all too well, we are all in this together. Well, that's what I'd like to share with you on this day, as we have been looking at sharing with you Pisces full moon on this morning, 9th of September, 9/9/2014. My name is Parveen Smith. A busy day ahead, so I shall move on. But do continue to listen to more of my YouTube videos on awareness, spirituality, health and well-being right here. Thank you very much.